In the heart of the jungle where stories unfold, curses and cryptids, treasures of old, every tropic shore from coast to coast. Take a trip on down to Trav's Outpost.
Sit down.
My name's Godfrey. Stuart Godfrey.
Would you gentlemen care to join me in a drink?
Oh, I never touch the stuff. Except for Boilermakers, of course.
Then you shall have one. And how about you?
Dean Pike.
Is that a drink?
That's his name.
Rum triple.
And how about you?
Dave Courtney. Oh, that's my name. Scotch on the rocks.
You got that?
Let's go over what Jack told us. You want some divers to go down to a wreck and bring up something you lost, right?
About a year ago.
Well, that shouldn't be too hard. What is it?
It's unimportant. It's an object about 4 times the size of this.
Jewel?
I said it's unimportant.
It's pretty small. How long would we have?
3 weeks, and then the U.S. Navy takes over salvage operations of its own.
And you don't want them to get your little doodad, huh?
Exactly.
What part of the wreck is it in?
I'm not sure. I think it's in one of the inside cabins.
Well, it could be anywhere by now. We'll need at least 3 to 5 more men.
Oh, I'm leery of crowds.
We're all friends. What do we get for the job?
Well, as you know, Manila's full of divers from all over the world, all going down to the Japanese ships, trying to find the lost Philippine national treasury. And they're on a fool's errand. Whereas I will pay my divers $40 per day per man in cash, as well as $1,000 bonus to the man who brings up my object.
When would we leave?
I have a boat chartered, the Catherine S. Bring them late tomorrow afternoon to the Crab Fisherman's Wharf. Are we in business?
We're in business.
Business finished?
All finished. Are you packed?
I'm loaded.
Going someplace, Joe?
Sure, Marty. I'm gonna go straight...
Straight to the hotel and pack. Say goodnight to Marty.
Good night, Marty.
Night, honey.
You're not really drunk.
No, but I'm trying. Say, why are you taking me on this trip anyway?
Because I like you.
Oh, no, you don't. You maybe like jewels and old pictures and ugly little statues, but me, you don't like.
Perhaps you are drunk.
Perhaps, old bean, perhaps. I've had better offers than yours, and I've had worse. But at least I won't have to wrestle to see who loses.
I think you've forgotten something.
Oh, yeah. You're just the type to remind me. Look, haven't I paid for that lousy little gun yet?
It wasn't the value, it was the intention behind it. Do you realize if I turned you in to the local gendarme, they'd put you away for at least 10 years?
Look, I wanted to hock it so I could buy a ticket home.
But nevertheless, you tried to steal it. Now, I'm not an unkind man, but I do think a favor deserves a favor. You agreed to pose as my wife for 1 year. You have 6 months to go, and you're going to finish them.
But I don't do anything. You buy me expensive clothes and earrings and all sorts of junk, and for what? So I can butter up customs officials and stuffy old businessmen. Look, I think you got the worst of this deal.
You'll be of more value than you know. Now, look, we're going back to the hotel. Pack, eat, and get out of here. Very well?
Very well. Sucker.
Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, a monster in the seaweed, dreadful sorry Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling.
All right, hold it, fellas.
Welcome aboard to the Catherine S.
What's the S stand for?
Sinister.
Well, I picked up 4 more. That ought to do it.
Well, splendid. Introduce me to the gentleman.
Well, I guess I know everybody's names.
You ought to. You've been drunk enough with us.
Well, starting down at the other end, there's Mike Ferran, Furman Fry, Cal Priest, and Raul Estoril.
You already know the 3 of us.
That's fine. Come on aboard. I have $40 for each of you.
Thank you.
How about that,
Come on aboard. Come on, snap into it, man. Oh, excuse me. Are you the cook?
No, I'm the wife.
Oh, my mistake.
You're forgiven.
Okay, close them up.
Buenas noches.
Oh, Mr. Godfrey has got everything.
Check the bill.
Bridge, anyone? Oh, that's some of Stuart's junk. Just put it down anywhere. All righty. What do you think you're doing, Mike? Working on a muscle?
Yeah, I've been working on this 3rd lump all week now.
I've seen better muscles on a hot toad.
It's lucky for us we came ashore at high tide, when we can cross the outer reef. We might stay outside all night. As you can see, the inner reef is completely impassable.
How come you know so much about this place, huh, Mr. Godfrey?
Oh, call me Stuart. I happened to swim ashore here one foggy night.
You were aboard when she went down?
Oh, we'll discuss all that tonight with the company. There, I think I've lined up on the spot where the wreck should be. Take a look, Mr. Mortimer.
You can call me Jack, Stewart, old boy.
Thanks. May I have your attention for a minute? I expect you're wondering what we're doing here on this island. As you know, this island is within the Pacific Proving Ground, which accounts for there being no inhabitants. Of course, this is off-season for hydrogen bombs. Well, anyway, a year ago, I was a passenger aboard the cargo liner Nadine when she hit the outer reef of this lagoon and sank, taking with her all of my possessions, as well as numerous lives. Among my belongings was an emerald, a vast stone of such exceptional value that no one could steal it and get away with it, which is precisely why I can trust all of you. Now, I don't know where it is. I lost it escaping. It may be on the floor of the lagoon, but I do intend to recover it. And as promised, I'll pay the finder $1,000.
There will be other salvage which you may divide among yourselves. I don't need that. But we have only 3 weeks in which to complete the job. Are there any questions?
Is it legal?
What do you care?
Well, I don't want to go to jail.
Yes. As a matter of fact, it's perfectly legal. The U.S. Navy knows we're here. But we are the only ones who know exactly what we're diving for.
We? You going down too?
I don't know the first thing about your diving gear.
That's all there is to it. Digest it, and think about what you're going to do with that $1,000, if you're the one that gets it.
Little emerald in a big wreck, we'll never find it.
We're making money while we try.
Sit down, Dean.
You think he's on the level?
What do you think?
He looks like a weasel.
I don't care if he looks like a snake. No cash, no emeralds.
How can you boys stand those horrid rubber suits? It must be 170.
It can get pretty cold when you get down 60 feet, baby.
Well, I see we're ready for the first plunge. I brought along some of the new torches. As soon as you locate the wreck, send up a marker. It'll help in the search. Dean, you take the camera. Okay, photographs. It'll help later.
Thanks.
Drop me a line when you get there.
Shall do. Are you ready, boys? Let's go.
Care to take a look at your workshop?
Well, that was fast enough.
What do you make from the pictures?
Not as much as from touching the old tub. She lies at 62 feet in clear water. A heavy surge has kind of knocked her to pieces.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna have a tough time getting through those hatches without acetylene torches.
You just have to work that much harder, that's all.
Mr. Godfrey no have everything.
How are things down in Davy Jones' locker?
Wet, baby.
Find any old bodies down there?
Hardly. The microscopic life in seawater eats up a body in 3 to 4 weeks. They're simply gone, not a trace.
Most of the time.
Most?
Yeah, sometimes a skeleton buried in a deep protected hole will hang on for a couple of years.
Do you have a schedule mapped out?
Well, sort of. Depends on the light. We'll dive 2 hours every morning. Go ashore, eat, rest, refill the bottles, and come back for 2 more hours in the afternoon.
That's only 4 hours a day.
Sorry. Gotta think of the men. You tire fast down there.
Speaking of food, let's go in. I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too.
Food, of course. Juan, Pedro.
Anybody open?
I got Jack.
Well, thanks for telling us.
Well, I mean, I at least got dinner.
Well, feed the pot, Joker.
Turn a dime.
Ever been on an ocean cruise before?
Sure. Dean, Jack, and I were in the Navy together.
Real frogmen, huh?
UDTs.
That means underwater demolition team, right?
Wrong. It means you'll drown today.
You know, the last cruise Stuart and I took, we took a Romanian Duke.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Neither did I. This one chased me around the boat so much I thought I was little Black Sambo.
Well, didn't your husband object?
Stuart?
I broke one guy's jaw with his own arm. And I kicked another guy in the gut so that he had internal bleeding.
What's the matter, Mike? Getting tired?
Yeah, tired of hearing about the Battle of Pensacola.
Well, why don't you let me take over?
Joanne, he's all yours. Go on, Cal.
Well, I busted one guy in the mouth with a chair leg, and they picked 3 teeth out of his tongue. I busted somebody's kneecap. Well, I guess I better get on back down to the boat.
Stick around.
No, I gotta get going.
Howdy.
Oh, hi, Furman. Who's working below?
Raoul and Jack and Dean Pike.
Good.
You boys must have found more than $1,000 worth of salvage by now.
Oh, I'd say 1,500 at the most.
Well, look at this. My old watch. Completely rusted over. Oh, well. Perhaps an octopus will find some use for it. Well, who do we have here? One can't tell them apart in these spacesuits. So it's Mr. Pike. Did you find anything valuable this trip?
Nothing valuable.
Come on, Bert, keep going.
Confusing without teeth.
Yeah, but it's a lot more exciting. It's a lot more
You mean all 5?
Who's missing?
What are you looking for, Mr. Pike? Too late for an honest answer?
So what?
So it's disconcerting to find a thief in our midst. I don't know whether to shoot you now or turn you over to the others. Outside. I'll deal with you later.
What's going on now?
Nothing at all. Mr. Pike merely entered the wrong tent, and I mistook him for a thief. Double error, nothing else.
But your neck is cut.
I suggest we forget all about it. The incident is closed.
Look, what's going on now? What's this between you and Dean?
He was robbing us, took one of my guns, and this.
So, you have a colleague in camp.
Oh, don't be clever. The man's a complication.
What's the matter, Stuart? Don't you get along with other crooks?
Perhaps he wasn't robbing us. Perhaps he's looking for something else. He's a shady type altogether. You better stay away from him. He'll bring us nothing but bad luck.
I don't know. I think he's sort of attractive.
I'm asking you just for once to keep your impulses in check and leave the man alone.
My impulses are my business. Sit down and let me have a look at that.
That's all right.
Oh, no, it isn't. You know how easily infections get started in the tropics. Now let me look at it. Did Stuart use his whip on you? Big show-off. Well, a little disinfectant and a couple of Band-Aids will fix that up fine.
You always do the opposite of what he wants.
Always.
He told you to keep away from me.
Mm-hmm. Said you'd bring me bad luck.
Then, why not try your luck? I say, exploring the island with me.
It's a pretty big island.
Yeah. Pretty big. Besides, your husband wouldn't approve.
Pick me up after tomorrow morning's dive. Oh. Oh. Such a lovely, lovely place. It's a shame no one lives here to enjoy it.
It leaves it all to us.
Do you think they'll ever test an atom bomb here?
Not until we're finished with it.
What do you mean?
How long since you've kissed your husband? Good night. He sure doesn't treat you like a wife. So what do you get out of it? I bet he never brought you roses. In fact, I bet he never gave you a present. Not even a wedding present.
He gives me lots of presents.
Like what, for instance?
Like this bracelet.
Well, how do I know that?
Well, look, I'll prove it to you. See? To Joanne Honefanger, that's me. From Edward...
Edward? Who?
You're right. He didn't give me the bracelet. What's the matter with you?
Just thinking how, appetizing you look.
Uh-huh. Well, you just, tighten your belt a bit, boy. I'm going home.
Me the more, Lolita Linda. Fu contariste consum sopporti. Tu e jeunesse, sogno mi via Lolita. Volta pra mim, a mina dor, volta pra mim. Lolita linda, mil amor, Lolita linda. Estava esperando anúncio por ti. Ficarei casado.
Sunset's fast in these parts.
Drops from the sky like a stone.
I wonder if death is like that.
I'd say it depends on how you go. A man who dies of old age maybe sees a slow sundown. But then a woman who strangles and drowns, she sees a quick nightmare.
What are you talking about?
Just death, Edward?
Which role are you playing, Mr. Pike? The critic, the cop, or the blackmailer?
The third is most profitable.
Really? Just how much do you think you know?
You strangled her with your belt and you took the emerald. You should have taken a necktie off before you left.
The reef interfered.
But anyway, I never thought the body would last so long.
It's a tough break, Edward. I left it around the neck, of course.
How much do you want?
The emerald?
It's in the wreck.
If I can't find it, I'll think of something else. Well?
Mr. Pike, you will find that wealth brings you nothing but unhappiness. Of course, when the emerald is found, you'll return the belt.
Of course. Now, it's kind of pleasant here at this time. Good night, Mr. Godfrey.
I heard you. I didn't know I was tied up with a murderer.
I see no reason why they should interfere with our little arrangement, do you?
Why, no. After all, it's out of your past, not mine.
Precisely.
Boy, those two must hate each other's guts.
Yeah, he's a weird customer.
She's no Joan of Arc.
What is she?
She sure don't act like any wife I ever saw.
Well, maybe you don't understand her. She's married to a spook. They probably don't have much of a life together. She's young and alone. And maybe a little desperate.
Well, I'm young and alone and desperate, too, but I don't act like that.
Yeah, but you're not a woman.
What are you after?
Dean, of course. I want him off my back. The emerald is mine, and since I can't charm it out of him, it'll be up to you.
Sorry, I don't do that kind of work.
Oh, come now.
Can't you get him to go for a walk in the woods?
Just what do you think I am?
I know what you are. Now, are you going to do as I say, or must we have an unpleasant little scene when we return to Manila?
What do you want?
Just get him away from the camp.
Hi.
Hi.
What's biting him?
Who?
Dane.
Looks like he's got a date.
Bread and butter.
I think we walked far enough.
Couldn't you find a more comfortable place?
What's the matter? One place is as good as the next.
Easy, Junior.
It's easy.
I've got coleslaw in all of my pockets, and it's wilted just like my poor heart. Though I know that my heart can't be mended, buddy, what's that you're playing there?
Still not gay.
I wish you'd follow me now, would you? Mind if I join you? That's all.
Hey, some doings.
I don't think I feel like facing anyone just now.
Don't blame me for spoiling the fun.
Your idea of fun is a little different from mine.
Who are you trying to kid?
Not you, Buster.
Hey, look, you can cut the act. It's even obvious to a pig like me.
Oh?
Look, I got your hubby tabbed for murder. If he wants to soften me up, he can use a different kind of bait.
Look, if you think I knew anything about that woman, you're crazy.
Look, you're his wife. You probably put the belt around her neck. Keep an eye on me downstairs.
Okay. Hey, Dave, Dean asked me to watch him down there. How come?
Beats me. Let's go.
the matter with you?
Nothing.
Dean Pike seems to be afraid of something. Should he be?
Certainly.
Take it easy.
They must have found the emerald.
Somebody killed him for it.
Anyone considered it might have been an accident?
I have.
I ain't diving no more.
Why not?
Because I don't want the same thing to happen to me.
You have the emerald?
How could I have it? Heck no.
And what are you scared of, man?
I found it in his gear.
Where did those come from?
The wreck?
And he did find the emerald.
Where is it? That must still be in the wreck. He must have hidden it in a place already searched. So much is obvious. Now he was find with whom he'd entrusted his secret.
A partner?
Yes, the man who killed him.
Well, how are you today?
Same as every day, I guess.
You've never been the same 2 days running.
Abe, give me a hand.
On Monday, I'm Mata Hari. Tuesday, I'm Joan of Arc. Wednesday, I'm Sadie Thompson. Well, today's Thursday. Who am I?
You're just a crazy mixed-up kid.
I just like to know, one way or the other.
Well, how can I tell when you keep changing every day? Tomorrow you may be Susie Snicklefritz, girl hatchet killer. Or someone else entirely.
I might fool you. We've never had a chance for a good long talk, you know?
We've never had a reason to.
You better see a doctor, buddy.
I got some more junk here, Mr. Godfrey.
If you find a crab chewing on a toe, it's mine. A crab, that is. Come on down. I found some comic books.
I'll see you later.
Is that?
Yes.
Then you're safe. We can go home now.
Yes. No. Not without the emerald.
How can you stay here after everything that's happened?
Look, we still have a few days to go. To leave sooner would only arouse suspicion. We mustn't arouse suspicion, must we? You know, I feel so good. I'm gonna give you your freedom.
Did you mean that?
Yes, of course. I think you should find yourself a nice young man. You deserve that much.
There could be one.
Oh, yes, I know. I've seen you looking at him. I've seen him looking at you. And I approve. In fact, now that the weight is lifted from my shoulders, I feel positively magnanimous. I'd like to make someone happy for a change.
Would you, Edward?
Why not? Give him a real chance. Tell him I'll give you a divorce.
It's a great spot for a picnic if we had a picnic.
Maybe I'll fix one for you someday. How did I ever talk you into taking this walk with me anyhow?
Oh, maybe it's because I didn't know you so well then.
What do you know about me now?
That you're not just a girl on the prowl. That you're very unhappy and very, very lonely.
That's such a morbid thought. Let's just walk. My life has gone by so fast, I can't quite remember it.
When did you meet him?
Stuart?
Yeah.
I can't remember that either.
No, I wasn't born anywhere near the water.
Oh, you're kidding. I bet you come from Key West, Florida.
I was the ugliest baby in Tucson, Arizona.
Do you realize you've missed 3 of your diving turns?
Yeah, but I'm smart. I found out there's no truant officer around here.
You're smart, all right. A real smart cookie.
I can count to 11.
11?
Yeah, I ran out of fingers.
What are you thinking about?
Can't you guess?
About us?
Us and Stuart and this whole situation.
I've been in worse situations.
Have you?
Depends on how you look at it.
Well, I've always tried to keep my nose clean. Now I'm running around with another man's wife.
I told you I was going to get a divorce. Besides, you can always quit.
No. No, I can't. When it's over, I'll...
You wanted to see me?
Yes. Take a seat.
What's on your mind?
You were very close to Dean, weren't you?
I was about as close to him as anybody. He didn't warm up to people very much, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I think I do. I think I know how you felt about his murder. How do the other men feel?
They want to get the guy that did it. They'll have to beat me to him.
Precisely what I thought. That's why I wanted to discuss a new idea I'd had with you.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, in the first place, I've come to the conclusion the emerald is on land, in the hands of the murderer.
Just waiting for us to shove off, huh?
Both of them.
What do you mean, both of them?
You don't know how it pains me to say this, but I have reason to believe my wife is a part of the conspiracy.
Your wife, huh?
Yes. I found letters that indicate she may go to the New Hebrides, and not alone. This has been coming on for some time.
Gee, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't pity me. Pity her. She's heading straight for disaster, and in the arms of a murderer.
Who is it?
I don't know. But she'd been slipping out at night to meet someone, just as once she had met Dean Pike.
Take it easy, Mr. Godfrey. I'll find the guy.
Thank you, Jack.
The thing that puzzles me that none of us fits the bill.
Do you think it could have been an equipment failure?
I'm not sure, but I've got a pretty good idea how it could have happened.
Someday we'll know who did it. I wonder when.
I don't know, but I've got a hunch it'll be before we leave this island. I'm almost positive this is the way it happened. You see these wrench marks?
Uh-huh.
Well, somebody cinched this valve gate, stripping the threads. At about 70 feet, they were bound to blow out.
Diabolical. But it's all Greek to me.
Yeah, but it could easily happen again.
Then we must make sure that it doesn't. We've got to keep the crowds away from those bottles. From now on, you and you alone will be in charge of the valves. No one is to be allowed to get near them until just before diving.
That should prevent the killer from repeating his performance?
Unless it happens to be me.
But I hardly think you'd give yourself away.
Hey, Jack. What was that routine?
How come you're always hanging around these bottles lately?
Ask a question, you get a question back. Boss's orders.
What do you mean?
He wants me to check the tanks before I redive. And keep everybody else away.
He asked you?
Just like you and me. He wants to catch the man that got Dean.
Well, I know who the man is.
You know him?
Yeah, and I'm gonna kill him.
You better leave that to the cops, Jack.
No, man, I'm in a hurry. Dean was your friend, too, you know.
I know. Off limits, remember?
you checked your valves?
They're all okay.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure.
You better get below. We've only 3 days left. Jack, come over here for a minute. Found out anything since our little chat?
Nothing yet.
Well, that's to be expected. Our man is clever. We can't hope he'll broadcast his guilt to the whole company.
Well, I don't know who the heck it could be. Old Dave just doesn't seem to be the type.
Oh, I don't want to accuse him. In fact, his affair with Joanne, no doubt, was mere coincidence. He asked my permission to guard the air bottles. He's looking for the murderer himself.
I thought you ordered him to do that.
Why, no.
that guy.
How did this happen? You're the last one I've suspected of killing.
I think Jack started it.
Doesn't anybody know?
Dave didn't want to fight him. He kept moving away, but Jack wouldn't give it up.
I see.
I can't understand it. Why would Jack come after me?
I think now is the time to find out. It's certain he had a reason. A good one, because you were his friend. Did you kill Dean Pike?
Maybe this is the one Dean warned Jack about.
He was on deck when it happened.
So what? Dean's valve was set to blow when he was alone.
You're all wet. The man who murdered Dean set Jack on me, and that's the guy I want to get.
You speak very easily of killing, Mr. Courtney.
Look who he's been studying under.
Joanne, get back to the tent.
I've had it with you. I've just had a belly full.
I'm warning you now.
Are you ready, Edward? Are you ready to get yours? Because I'm gonna spill my guts! Oh!
Go after him, Cal!
Here, get this top started.
He ain't going no place.
Come on. Cut the anchor line.
Tenatore, no dive.
Well, cut it anyway.
drink's on me.
Thanks.
Thanks. He needs the money.
What for?
She wants me to buy her an object about 4 times the size of this.